The Raptors look to continue their winning ways down in Atlanta against the Hawks, and we're feeling pretty good over the last couple of games. But we hear yesterday, Chris Boucher will not be in the lineup tonight, and it just adds to the impossibly large size of the list of injuries or just players out for the Toronto Raptors, as he's out with a non-COVID illness. And we're like, so who's actually going to play? They had to start Juancho tonight. Love him. Shouldn't be starting for the Raptors. And the Raptors did end up losing in overtime. 124-122 to the Atlanta Hawks. And let's be real. They should have won this game. Not because of the roster construction and how they looked, no. It's because of you were up by 7, 9, 10 points with like 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. You should have been able to lock that down. You don't. And you lose. Now we'll break it down in a second. In the first quarter, you expected the Raptors to lose this game. Raptor fans, let's be honest. With no Pascal, no Gary Trent, no Otto Porter, no Precious Achiuwa, no Delano Banton, no Chris Boucher. I know I'm going to miss a guy or two. That's a long list of guys that are not active for the Toronto Raptors in this game. And they start the game with a first quarter W. 31-29 after one quarter. And we're like, okay, well, this can't hold up. But really nice effort and really nice start to the game for the Toronto Raptors. In the second quarter, they do the same thing. They're plus 5 in the second quarter, 31-26. And they lead by 7 at halftime. But with about 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, and I had to bring this up. And I love the aggressiveness from Scottie Barnes. Would have loved for him to finish that last play of the game. But love the aggressiveness in the game. Took 29 shots in the game. I love it. And he gets Clint Capella one-on-one. And he drives on him. Beats him. John Collins tries to meet Scottie at the rim. Scottie throws it down on his head. And it's like, oh my God. Scottie beat with a nasty throwdown in that second quarter. About 5 minutes to go. And it led to a 7-point lead for the Raptors at halftime. Exactly where you want to be on the road if you're the Toronto Raptors. In the third quarter, it's kind of back and forth, right? Both teams exchange buckets. And it's 27-27 in that quarter. And you're up by 7 heading into the fourth. Now, in that fourth quarter, every time they made a run, the Raptors made a run. And it was kind of back and forth, back and forth. Then Malachi Flynn fouls out. And it seemed to change the complexity of this game. Because they started to make their comeback. Trae Young had a little floater going. And they started making shots. Then, the Raptors, with a chance to win it. And this is the painful part. I can't remember who passed it off to Scottie. And he drives. And he goes up, and you're thinking he's either going to lay it up or throw it down. Preferably throw it down. Dude's strong. He can throw this puppy down. I don't know if he decided to just go for the layup. It kind of looked like it. And botches the layup. They tried to tip it back up and in. That didn't go. And we go to overtime. I understand we went into this game not expecting the Raptors to win, but sorry guys. But in that situation, you wanted that W. And we go to overtime, and I think every Raptor fan could kind of smell this one coming. Raptors assistant coach Adrian Griffin, his son AJ Griffin, was dominant in the overtime frame. At one point had like 6 of their 7 points or 7 of their 8 points. Was playing really well. And down 2. OG drives to the tin. Gets fouled. Goes to the line for 2 shots. Knocks down both. And we're tied at 122. And with very minimal time on the clock, with like 3 seconds or so, they inbound the ball. And I love Scottie Barnes, but I'm not really sure where he was going. Ball gets inbounded. Everyone's so hyped up on Trey. And he fires it down the floor to a wide open AJ Griffin. And he just lays it up and in. And the Raptors lose in overtime 124-122. Right at the buzzer. I don't really know defensively what broke down there. It was painful. Because they had it a few different times. They had it, because they had the lead in that fourth quarter. They had the 7-8 point lead for the majority of the quarter. And even with like 3 or 4 minutes of it, they had that lead. It got squandered. But Scottie had that opportunity to win it at the buzzer with very, very minimal time left to give the Raptors a lead and possibly win that game. It does not go in. It goes to overtime. You hit the free throws to tie it. And then a defensive breakdown leading to a wide open bucket, which should have never happened, and you lose. It's painful. Yes, we got to step back and think about the players we didn't have. But in the end, it's a win that was there, and you lost, no matter who was on the floor. Because for 95% of this game, the Raptors were leading, and they deserved to lead. But then Malachi Flynn left the game, and it seemed like they really just had a tough time. They lost 13-11 in the extra frame. And with the loss, Raptors record is now 9-8. Let's get to the player stats. As much as Juancho Hernangomez should not be starting games for the Toronto Raptors, he did give you a good effort. 10 points, 9 rebounds, shot 5 of 9 from the field. Did miss the 1 free throw and all 3 threes, which was kind of painful to watch. Did give you 2 steals in the game, and was an even player in 31 minutes. So he didn't really hurt the Raptors. Didn't also help them too much either. Sorry, guys. It's quite chilly out there. I was at a buddy's place. So it's kind of tough to keep the nose chilling, right? Scottie Barnes. The stat line is gorgeous. 28 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. I love the aggressiveness from Scottie today. Bully ball in the paint. I love it. Seeing a mismatch, attacking the mismatch. Good. 11 of 29 ain't pretty. 2 of 2 from the line, 4 of 8 from distance, had a steal and 2 blocks. But that shot at the buzzer is going to haunt him no matter what the stat line. Dude was one assist away from a 28, 11, and 10 triple-double, which is remarkable. However, the percentage for the field, 11 and 29, is pretty ugly. And he missed the big shot in the big moment. They hurt. Also, Scottie Barnes in that fourth quarter goes down. And I've said it in almost every video to this point that we clearly see that Scottie Barnes' ankle is not doing too good. Yes, he's able to play on it. I get it. He's able to play. He's able to fight through it. But you see him limping here and there. And we're like, okay. This time, he rolls an ankle and he's down. Ends up going to the bench. Ends up coming back somehow. But clearly isn't 100%. And watching this guy try and fight through it after we dealt with last year with Fred VanVleet trying to fight through things, it is painful. So I really hope that Scottie continues to be healthy enough and just not hurt his longevity for the Toronto Raptors. Because that's the thing I think we're all worried about. Let's move on. Thad Young, what else can you ask for? 18 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 9 of 12, missed both threes, did have 4 steals in the game. Thad was incredible as he is always. OG, 27 points, 3 boards, 5 assists, did shoot, and this is where things get tough. He was 7 of 7 from the free throw line. I love it. 10 of 24 from the field. Was 0 of 6 from 3, and it seemed to me, now you guys can agree or disagree with me, it felt like a lot of his threes were falling short. It was either hitting front rim or just barely scraped it. His 3-point shot was pretty ugly tonight. Did give it 2 steals. But when you're missing guys like Pascal and Gary Trent and even Chris Boucher, who's been shooting the 3 better recently, you need other guys to step in. And the talk about OG is that he's a great 3-point shooter. 0 of 6. Kind of hurts. Fred VanVleet. Yeah, didn't give you much offensively. 15 points in the game, couple boards, 5 assists. Shot 4 of 18 with 6 of 6 from the line. 1 of 11 from 3. Him and OG combined 1 of 17 from 3. Yet this game went to overtime. Like, that's the thing we're all trying to process here. And also, Fred was a minus 16 while he was on the floor. OG was somewhat similar to that while he was out there. So, they struggled. Bench unit, look, with it being very minimal, you got some good contributions. Christian Koloko, 7 points, 11 boards, 1 dime, 2 of 4 from the field, 3 of 6 from the free throw line, 4 blocks in the game as a +5. I also, in overtime, look, I'd much rather trust Thad Young taking a 3 as much as I really don't trust Thad taking 3s. Love him dearly, but not a 3-point shooter. Than to dump it off for Christian Koloko and have him get fouled and see if you can make 2 free throws to just cut it down to a 1-point game in overtime. Like, I'd much rather Thad take the 3, and if you miss it, hey, you lose, whatever. Yeah, I understand it ended up coming full circle and you had it tied and blah, blah, blah. I get that. But that was just me. Malachi Flynn, I thought he was phenomenal. And it continues to push the effort that this guy either needs to get out of here to get a different job somewhere else so he can get some playing time, or just get some more playing time. Malachi Flynn has been phenomenal for this team whenever he's really gotten a shot. Before he fouled out in this game, and I think that foul out was bananas. Yeah, it's Trae Young and his reputation, blah, blah. If it's a foul, it's a foul. If it's not, it's not. It is what it is. But on that one that Malachi fouled out, there's no foul there. I'm sorry. There's no reason to call that a foul and foul him out. Malachi in the game, to that point, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 7 of 12 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, had 2 steals, and was a +9. He was outstanding the time he was out there. And he was out there in crunch time. But the referee stuck their fork in it to take him off the floor. And it sucks. Let's get the team stats. Raptors shot 44% from the field. And we all know, with no Gary Trent, with no Pascal, with all these guys, the 3-point shooting is going to suffer. 22% from 3. 82% from the line. You love to see it. They shot 50% from the field, 28% from 3, and 78% from the free throw line. Tough. Really tough. You know, the only numbers that I looked at that were a little bit skewed was the offensive boards. Raptors had 17 offensive rebounds. To there, I think it was 11. And we were +5 in second chance points. That's about it. Everything else was pretty even all around. And the Raptors got to get back in action. And you know what? This is much needed rest for this team. It's Saturday night right now. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. They don't play till Wednesday night at home against Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. Is he going to be playing? Who cares? Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets at 7:30 at Scotiabank Arena. The one question I think we all have going into that game, who's going to play? Like, is Boucher going to be over this illness? You know, I mean, we're pretty confident that a lot of these other guys that actually have actual injuries aren't close yet. So we'll see how this plays out, Raptor fans, but it's tough. And the fact that this team is 9-8 and the stuff that they're dealing with is remarkable. It really is. And I'm proud of these guys for it. I'm proud of them for fighting the way they did on the road in Atlanta against a team that's feeling themselves right now. And you go in there, yes, you lost in overtime. Yes, you had a million chances to win this game. But you pushed this damn game to overtime and pushed a heroic effort, on the last possession by the Hawks to win this game. Shout out to the Toronto Raptors. Shout out to Malachi Flynn, Juancho Hernan Gomez, Thad Young, Christian Koloko. Those guys that aren't supposed to be in massive difference makers, they were tonight. So shout outs to them. But you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You enjoyed the video and not the ending to this game. Smack that like button. Do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What'd you like? What'd you not like from today's game for the Toronto Raptors? The Twitter link is down below, so follow up, send me a DM, that great stuff. The Discord link is down there as well. The Instagram link is also in the description. All that great stuff is down below in the description. And, all right. I'll talk to you guys. Leafs edition very shortly. They beat a team they were supposed to beat. It's remarkable. We'll talk to you guys very shortly. Leafs edition. Actually, I'll probably be doing the Leafs video first and uploading that first. So, you guys know what's happening. There's a Leaf video. Watch that stuff. And as for the Toronto Raptors, they're back in action on Wednesday night as they host the Brooklyn Nets. And the one question I will pose, not really to you guys, but just in general, who will be playing for the Toronto Raptors that night on Wednesday against the Brooklyn Nets at home? All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and parts of the game tonight. We'll talk to you guys then.